What would you do if your boss stole your $1 million project, fired you to keep the credit, and then realized he didn't even have the password to turn it on? Honestly, I worked for this guy named Mark. Total tech bro energy. He spent all day at the office playing ping pong while I spent 3 months building a proprietary algorithm for our biggest client. It was my baby. It was going to save the company millions. Last Tuesday, Mark calls a surprise board meeting. I walk in thinking I'm finally getting that promotion I was promised. Instead, I watch him present my entire slide deck, my entire life's work as his own discovery. The CEO was literally standing up, applauding him. He stood up and said, "Mark, that's my work. I wrote every line of that code." He didn't even blink. He just looked at me with this smug grin and said, "Everyone knows you're just the assistant, Dave. Don't be jealous of real talent." Then he fired me, right there, in front of the board. Security escorted me out like I was a criminal. Yeah, it gets worse. Mark sent me a legal threat that night saying if I talked to the client, he'd sue me for everything I owned. I went home, sat in the dark. For a second, I felt completely defeated. Then I remembered something. See, the algorithm wasn't just static code. It was a live encrypted system. Because Mark never actually touched the technical specs, he didn't realize I'd set the final deployment to require a manual sync from my specific laptop. That's when I realized he was walking into a trap he built himself. So I decided to go on a hike. No phone, no service. 2 days later, my phone is melting. 40 missed calls from Mark. 100 emails from the CEO. The system had launched and it was currently locking the client out of their own database. At this point, the client was threatening a $50 million lawsuit. That wasn't even the worst part. Mark finally gets me on the phone. Sounds like he hasn't slept in days. He's low-key sobbing. He goes, "Dave, buddy, I'm sorry. It was a misunderstanding. Just give me the bypass code. I'll double your salary." I just took a slow sip of my coffee. I said, "Mark, I'm just an assistant, remember? I don't have the real talent to fix something that big. Good luck with the lawsuit." I hung up. Mark got canned that afternoon. CEO ended up paying me a 6-figure consulting fee just to hit enter on my laptop. Honestly, it's the hike of my life.